Are you someone listening to the chapters?
I'm listening to something different.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm on chapter 54.
Oh, Words of
of
Radiance. Yeah, no spoilers for that. Hey guys, welcome to season 9, episode 15, the final episode.
Is that the oversized beanbag chair of awesomeness?
Yes, it's wonderful.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll try not to fall asleep.
Yep.
That's why I'm late. I did fall asleep.
Yeah.
I was on the couch and I got comfy, and
It's
next thing
happened.
I know, it's like, oh shit.
I've not done that on this podcast, and I know the Cosme Reads is a lot younger, but we record on Sunday afternoons, so like I don't have time to day drink because I work on Tuesdays, but Sunday sometimes. There was one time, literally, Will Kelly or Will or one of the co-hosts, he calls me, he's like, and it's like 5 minutes past time we're supposed to go live. He's like, "Are we doing this tonight?" I was like, in bed, passed out. I was like, I woke up like right downstairs, like, we're live. I'm slightly hungover from earlier today, and let's go. Focus. Yeah. So Sundays are tough sometimes, but are fun. Fun day Sunday. Announcements. We had a giveaway recently. Jake won. Chris, you did a giveaway, but I can't remember for the life of me what it was.
It was name one of my animals. So I owe you money for.
Oh yeah.
Name one of the animals from the show. So I owe you money for that.
Yeah, but no, I don't think anybody guessed it.
Yeah.
Oh, who did?
What was her name? I purposely did not check the notification because I wanted.
It was on Facebook, right?
Yeah, Facebook.
Okay. I haven't logged on the Will Reads Facebook in forever.
Oh,
okay.
That's why. Hold on. Sorry out there.
Yeah. Anyway, while Chris is looking that up, other announcements. Season 2 of Water Fortune's coming back in January, so we're pretty close to that. So that's coming. We haven't picked a date yet, but it's coming. We're less than 110 days away, or something like that. 115 days to JordanCon. Kylie. Oh, cool.
Linux. Yes.
Awesome, Kylie. You win whatever Chris wants to give you. What was it? A frosty mug?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Frosty mug. Cool. Frosty mug. That's what you get. That's what's going to be.
No, it was a t-shirt. It says it literally in the post.
Okay. Grab your Floaties t-shirt.
Yes.
This is what. So grab your Floaties t-shirt. Yeah. Thank you. This is my dysfunctional Christmas, and I have no idea what day it is because we've been off for like 2 weeks. I mean, we did the live recording last week for patrons, but we haven't done this in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I lose track of everything. I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, so that's all the announcements, I think. We also took a hiatus on Cosme Reads for traveling Christmas season. We'll be back again Saturday night, not Sunday night, but Saturday night, because Sunday night is New Year's Eve, and ain't no one gonna, including myself, gonna tune in for it for our podcast. So we're doing that Saturday night. Yeah. Who did they guess, Chris? What animals?
Lily and Oscar.
Oh, they got your cats?
Yeah. So it was funny because there was a little bit of back and forth because at first it was like, I remember Chris has 2 cats, a brother and sister. Alan also has a cat, and I have a bad memory for names. I was like, okay, so you would use my excuse. And yeah, he has a dog. And she's like, wait a second. I went back and listened. So
yeah,
we got an extra listen.
Oh, bonus.
Yeah, and Ian wasn't there last time I recorded either. So
yeah, because then there was the question of, do Ian and Chris count as pets?
Yeah.
And I was like,
well,
okay.
Yeah, so Ian missed the episode, of course. He did share his thoughts about Matt and Tuan and oh my God, you're my wife.
Yeah.
So all right, Kylie, cool. I will send you, Chris just sent me a screenshot, so I will send that your way. Awesome. This is what I get for not checking the Facebook ever. I just don't go on Facebook ever. I can just
look at faces.
I'll try to do better. Facebook is about the only thing I do get on. And
yeah, and I don't get on much social media at all anymore. I don't even do Twitter that much anymore, or X or whatever it is now.
I think I'm getting to that age.
Yeah. I don't know. I watch YouTube videos and play video games and read books. and hang out with my kids.
I got a big mirror in my living room, and I just talk to myself now.
Yeah. Or you called me up and we exchange inappropriate jokes.
Right. There's that.
There's that. Let's think. Personal life. What has happened? Christmas happened. We had a Christmas party. Chris came. Thank you, Chris. That was last minute.
I enjoyed it. We owe, what is it, Dan? We owe Dan a episode.
We do owe Dan an episode. Yeah, Dan's a fan of ours. And he was at my Christmas party too, and was starstruck by actually getting to meet Chris. He was like, he came up to me. He's like, "Oh my God, is that actually Chris? I recognize the voice." And I was like, "Yeah, it's crazy." He's like, "Oh, I get to meet Chris." I was like, "I mean, I'm here, dude. Like, I'm standing right here." I know I'm not as cool as Chris, but anyway,
that's awesome.
He was excited. But yeah, so this episode's for you, Dan. Whenever, if you listen to it, or I know he's already read all the books, so I'm not sure if he's caught up and is on our current episode, but yeah,
cool.
We'll give a shout out an episode for you. I think we have new patrons too. I know we do, and this is just me not being prepared once again. It's Boxing Day. It's the day after Christmas. I have no idea what's going on
today. This shit sucked.
Yeah, this is the most.
I worked today.
Yeah, I always joke around saying this is the most useless week of the year. So we have Wolf Brother Randall became joined.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's up there now. Hey, Randall.
So this episode's also for you. He's in our chat tonight.
Thank you, Wolf Brother.
Let's see, and I can't remember the last time we recorded. Did we record? Yeah, that's too long ago. So yeah, Wolf Brother, I think you're it. And someone up there, membership too. I'm not sure who.
That person's rich.
Yeah. So thank you for doing that, whoever you are. I'll go find it when I'm actually on my computer, not my phone, trying to figure this stuff out. But yeah. Thank you for all our patrons.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. You guys rock. Yes, back to personal life. It's been a while. Whoa, Chris just went to the void.
He went to that Beyond section of Bed Bath and Beyond.
Whoa, now he's upside down. He's back. So, and this is why I have to buy him a new camera every few.
I do have a new camera. I have not replaced it yet because y'all just don't know how much of a pain it is. It will get done before the new year. That is my resolution for this year. Is that this one will be replaced before the new year.
Just in time to break it again. So Christmas happened. We had a Christmas party. Kids had a lot of fun. I got some cool stuff. My kids got a lot cooler stuff because that's what you do. You get kids cool stuff. I got a book signed by Brandon Sanderson. It's not a Cosmere book, but that's kind of cool. I did get a Cosmere book. I got The Way of the Kings in hardcover, but it's not signed. It's not a signed one. It's just a hardcover because I don't have
regular book.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. What else did I get? What else? My kids got a marble set. I bought my kids like a marble run, but it's way too advanced for them. So I ended up being dad, just building a marble set and then playing with it. So maybe when they'll grow into it. Yeah. And lots of Pokemon cards because that's all they want these days is Pokemon.
Your daughter was apparently the cutest. Like Chanel goes, his daughter. Oh my God. She comes up to me and she's like, "Hi."
I want my daughter's energy and excitement about everything. Like literally her big present for Christmas. Like we just wanted to put it in a box because it was like her big present. She got a scooter, but there's another big box she had, and we used a diaper box, to put the stuff in the diaper box. And she gets excited about everything. Like my son's like, he'll open something like meh and throw it to the side, like not cool enough. She opens it up and she's like, "You got me diapers?" And I'm like, if that's all we needed to do, like this could have been a lot cheaper.
Well, no, diapers aren't cheap.
Oh, no. True.
Yeah. You just saved a couple dollars.
But it was so cute because I'm like, "Oh, you're so excited." Like she was so excited.
She goes up to Chanel. She's like, "Is that big guy your daddy?" And Chanel's like, "I want to be like, yeah, he's my daddy."
Yeah, he is.
With a capital D.
But she's like, she's a little girl. So I'm like, "No, that's my husband." She's like, husband? I was like, and that's the issue with calling, the husband daddy in the house, because then the concept of husband isn't really quite there. So the whole night she would look at her and look at me and look at her and look at me like, what's the connection? And then as we left, she's like, so that is your daddy. It's everything in me. If she wasn't so darn cute and innocent, how will I tell her? Who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy? She's great.
She's like, I actually want a daughter now. I'm like,
awesome.
Those are fun.
Those
are expensive, but they're fun.
Yeah.
Not because they choose to be expensive, but because as a father, telling your daughter no is good luck.
Well, I can literally go get a rock outside and wrap it up, and my daughter will be thrilled. So,
you got that going for you.
You got
that going for you.
All right. So, what's up with you guys?
So my holiday season really just starts today because I got the kids today.
Awesome.
Before this, it was like painfully just getting through the days to get to today. It is such an awkward thing. We switch off the holidays every year. So like Thanksgiving, when I got them, Thanksgiving's awesome. And then when I don't have them, I mean, y'all have seen, I posted, there's some Thanksgivings where I'll just go hike the AT for 2-3 days. And then my family gets pissed. They're like, you could still come do the holidays with us. But it's like, when I don't have my kids, I just don't. And then everybody else, their plans were like kind of lame for Christmas Eve and Christmas. And Christmas, because of other issues, it's tough for me anyways.
I wish now I had the clip from The Office. Breakfast shots, you made Jesus' birthday lame.
Oh, yeah. Right. Nobody wanted to do tequila shots with me. But anyway, so yeah, like it sounds kind of Debbie Downer, but Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I literally just stayed inside my condo and I didn't do anything. I went outside one time to take the trash out, but I was literally just passing time to get to today. So, and today's a great day. So we're going to have
you're also getting over over sickness too. So
yeah, it was probably good. I mean, I slept a lot. So that was
Delta Profit. This one's for you too. Sorry.
Yay. This one's for you as well. Thank you. Anyway, so that's it. So I'm just getting started. I wasted too much time saying all that.
Yeah. That's awesome though. Hey, nothing wrong with late Christmas. Like Happy's family, my wife's family hasn't, they come in town next weekend. So, we're doing Christmas all over again next weekend.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
I came to Virginia, as was said, and enjoyed a few days with many family members. I think next year I'm going to pull the I'm tired of traveling. If you want to see me, come to Charlotte card. We'll see.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It gets old every now and then, especially when you drive the 5 hours and 15 minutes and then everybody still expects you to drive because you don't have kids. It's like, yeah, but I just drove 5 hours and 15 minutes. You could drive 20 minutes to come see me where I'm at. So we still took time to ourselves. We went to Schooner. Chanel hadn't been before. I'm like, this is a staple in our community, especially when you're seeing you. Like, I know to call that a staple. I know, but
I've got great memories from there.
I used to bartend there, so I mean, Scoot Tangs.
So yeah, there was that, and then we
look, Chris, on that. While I was still active in the Army and I taught resiliency training, before we would send our soldiers home on Christmas break, because everybody would take like 2 weeks a month even, we would tell people, because military members, they travel very far to go home usually. Don't burn yourself out and ruin your family's vacation by going home and then trying to visit every single person. We would tell them, be like, pick the people you want to go see and spend time with that you're comfortable doing that. Everybody else be like, hey, I'm going to be at this restaurant this night. I want to see you. Come meet me. And just get everybody to come, and then if they don't fit one of those two categories, then is it that big of a deal if you don't see them?
Yep.
Nah.
Yeah. So you're right. It is very exhausting traveling and then trying to hit everybody's house. You just, you'll ruin your own vacation.
Typically that would be my thing. But like I made the exception this year because grandma's actually back home for the first time in 2.5 years.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
And everybody came to her house for Christmas, and everybody took off, like, even those that worked, or like they took off Christmas Day and the day and today so they can spend time with grandma. And I'm like, I'm the only one that doesn't get to do that because Truist has me working.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yay for them.
I was like, I
Yeah.
will do a little bit of extra driving this year, but next year,
Yeah.
it's either going to be I'm coming to one place, you can come visit me, or
Right.
come to Charlotte, I got extra space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, but it was good. It was fun.
Yeah,
I got a
speaking of-
birthday coming up, so
Yeah, good point. And speaking of family, my little brother did come in town for Christmas too, so he's been on the podcast. Hunter,
Yeah.
okay.
Dr. Witt. Yeah, so he was in
I had a
town.
great conversation with Alan's dad, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal person. Chanel and I both. We spent like half an hour just talking to Mr. Witt.
Well, cool.
Even when he's joking around and like being humorous, don't you still
Yeah.
feel like you're just getting smarter talking to him?
Yeah, you do.
He's such an intelligent human being. You absorb it being next to him. So
Alan picked
and
up
then you
the
wonder what
random
happened.
parts of it. Yeah,
Like-
I was gonna say, Alan only picked up the random parts.
Alan, why didn't you absorb more?
You wonder what happened. So what happened was I got fell in the head a little too much.
And I got on a boat and went away.
Yeah, went away.
Yeah.
Also, my cousin's reading this series now, so I found that we're talking about a bunch of stuff now. But yeah, she wasn't at Christmas, but she zoomed us our FaceTime, us during dinner, and the first thing she does is Alan there, and I was like, yeah, I'm here, and she pulls up. I just finished this is a book, Dragon Reborn. She's on book
Nice.
3, and she's like, yeah, I'm following along with you guys in the podcast. I was like, oh, you're in the COVID
Wow.
days. Woof.
We haven't really improved. Just the audio quality.
I won't say it gets
No.
better. It changes, but
It
it doesn't
changes.
get better.
it's different. So speaking of drinking, cheers. I got some wine tonight, some vino. Because leftovers from the Christmas party. So guys ready to jump in, do these 3 chapters and wrap this book up?
Wait,
so we
I
can
also started therapy. I don't know if I mentioned
Oh,
it. Yeah.
nice.
So,
I think you mentioned to us that you were about to
yeah,
offline.
so I did. I
on the
enjoyed
show.
it.
Good,
Yeah.
good. So you think you found a good one right off the bat, or still feeling
Oh,
it
she
out?
pissed me off at first, but then she checked
That could
herself.
be good.
And she let me know that she recognized, and then she let me know what she felt about it. And I was like, "You're real. I can appreciate that." She's
Right.
like, "I'm from the hood. I grew up like you did. You
Yeah.
ain't got nothing on me." I'm like, "I love you.
All
If I
right.
didn't already have a wife." Anyway,
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, good. Good, good,
cool.
good.
Yeah. Speaking of doctors, just I guess maybe an event coming up. I don't know whether it's going to be public. Like I have a procedure happening, and then someone in our Discord server, I'm not going to share their medical stuff, but it has procedure as well. Yeah, it's that procedure. But since we're both going to be drugged, and it's going to be on Zool's birthday. Maybe we'll all just get drugged up and join Zoom or something, and
Yeah,
have a
great.
random no idea what's going on. So yeah, fun times. So you guys ready for chapter 33?
sure.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say this out loud, guys. If y'all missed the live reaction, what were you doing that night? What were you doing?
Maybe they weren't patrons.
That was the
don't
good
patrons.
chapter of this
That
book.
was, yes. Like
We're going
the
to talk about it in a
single-
little bit. All right, guys.
The single good chapter of this
We-
book.
we can go straight there.
There's some other. These are all good chapters.
These are great
These are good
chapters.
These are all
Let's go.
There's some stuff.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
chapter
do it.
33, Blue Carp Street. And we've done this in a while. The chapter symbol is actually the ruby hilted dagger, which that makes
Yeah.
sense. I figured.
Hmm.
Patent Fane.
Yep. So we start with Min's point of view, and Min and Rand are at their room at the end at Farmatting. Min is upset at Rand because he just got that letter from a mystery person, and he's like, it's obviously a trap, and she's just like, dude, like you know it's a trap. He's like, yeah, it's a great thing about knowing if you know it's a trap, you can
Yeah, it's not
bring
a
the
trap,
trap.
if you know it's a trap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
bring the
doesn't
trap.
count.
And, yeah, it's
Which
like-
is kind of true.
yeah.
You like, but it's risky.
Again, only fools kiss hornets or bite fire. She has an answer for everything. I like
Mhm.
men for that. Like she'd be the one to keep me on my toes.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I mean, I've been on I've been on a couple of convoys where we slow down. There's chatter on the radio. It very obviously looks like a setup for some sort of ambush or, ID attack, or, there's areas we don't have good visual on, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, fuck it. And we just go because when you're confident you can overpower them, whatever, you just dare them to do their best.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of what Rand's feeling here. I don't think it's perfect strategy. Like, I'm going to outwit them.
No,
I think it's just that confidence of, well, we're just going to go in there knowing it's about to go down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and I think knowing that he has Lan with him is actually giving him a boost of confidence.
I think so too.
There's also that statement of there could be 50 sellswords and you wouldn't know it. And he's like, yeah. She's like, and you don't have the power. Yeah. I mean, so again, he trained with Lan and the sword, but is he really proficient? I wouldn't say so. I mean, he did beat a sword master, but
in book 2, yeah,
but is he going to be able to fight 50 people? I know there's not really.
I don't think he thinks he's going against 50. I mean, I think
there's always that chance something like that could happen.
Right.
But him and Lan together, remember, it's not like if Rand could take 5 and Lan could take 5 together, they could take 10. The two of them together could probably take 20 at that point. So it's they multiply their powers.
And Min's not half bad any of this. Instead, she starts throwing daggers. I mean, literally, like starts throwing knives and sticks to the door. Nynaeve and Lan show up with
You just grabbed my foot, Proudfoot. What does WAP stand for today?
That's for Ian. That's a question for you, Ian.
I mean, when you think about who did the best fighting in the final chapter, it was our female characters. So for whatever reason, as I was listening to the chapters, like that song was going through my head. I don't know why that correlates, but
Warm Army Papa. I like that. Yeah. He does look like Warm Army Papa.
Worship and pizza. You tell the church Whoopi. It's worship and pizza.
Oh man.
Anyway, so Nynaeve, Lan, and Olivia, not Olivia, walk into the room. Lan's impatient to get moving. He's like, "Let's go. Let's get this over with." So they all leave together. Rand, Nynaeve, Lan all walk through the city, and go towards the Blue Carp Street where I guess it's a shoemaker, bootmaker's house that they're going to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. After they leave, Olivia asks Min if she'd like to play a game, but Min's too distracted.
Why these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Goes right along with that WAP theme.
Yeah, and she learned that even though Olivia appears mature for her age, for a mature woman well into her middle years, she can be quite intimidating as well. But still likes to play kids games. Interesting character.
Are you suggesting that this is important? Because I feel like this is something Chris and I were willing to just breeze past.
I'm just reading my notes.
Okay.
To be fair, I didn't breeze past it simply because I thought the same thing you did. Like, why are they putting such an emphasis on the fact that she's very formidable but highly immature? But then she also puts on a real stern face later. So,
she might be somebody.
Yeah, Min was gonna have her way one way or the other. She's like, I'm not going after them. I'm not that stupid. I'm gonna get Gatswain involved. Which honestly was the smartest idea yet. Yeah. Like, what would have happened if Rand had actually gone to her first, maybe? All right, continue, because I don't.
Yeah. Well, Rand, Nynaeve, and Lan leave. This is Min, and Min's just like, yeah, we're gonna Gatswain. Let's go. So they go, and they go find a Gatswain. And then we switch to Rand. And so they get to the house at the shop of the bootmaker named Zoram. They're trying to kind of scope out the area, check out the alleyway, see where the watchtower or watch stations are, try to figure out where everything is. Rand's trying to not look suspicious, so he just buys a meat pie or something like that. It just.
But it was also the meat pie was a grounding moment.
There's a warm ass pie.
Right, a warm ass pie.
Yeah.
Better than a wet pie.
Luce Theron's muttering up pastries in his head during his like, there's meat in there. I need some.
I like meat.
I want some eclairs. Some chocolate eclairs. Yep. So yeah, he's able to question the meat pie seller about that. They're gathering intel. They're trying to get some information about people coming in and out. What's going on there. What's this guy all about? And just have casual conversation while you're eating. Because that seems less suspicious when you use something like that. Because if I walk into a restaurant and I'm the only one in the restaurant,
don't be suspicious. Don't
be suspicious. I could play it, but if I walk into a restaurant, it's not during like a rush hour. I sit and I'm like the only guy at the bar eating. I'm talking to the bartender and I'm asking those kind of questions. Like, hey, I'm new in town. Like what's the deal with the shop across the street? It's a cool place. Good place to buy boots. Like, tell me about it. Yeah, so
I'll do that out of sheer boredom sometimes, but might as well learn something here.
And he learned quite a bit. He was like, the guy's solid, does a great job. His wife is a hard ass.
Yep.
Lost some family members, so has some extra space up above. But they will lock you in because they don't want to get robbed. Smart people.
Yep.
So right there, Rand kind of realizes only one entrance in, one entrance out, maybe a second somewhere in there. He gathered some good intel. I was kind of proud of him in that moment.
Yeah.
Because often he just kind of rushes into things. So we see some maturity in his thought process.
Yeah. Do you think he's being like more cautious and mature and thoughtful because he's grown, or because Nynaeve and Lan are there and he knows he's not going to get away with just running in all willy-nilly with those two?
Prayerfully,
because there is that. Either one of them would grab him by his ear if he just started being too ridiculous with what he's about to do.
Yeah, very true.
So there might be some of that.
Yeah. They didn't see, I guess, Chad Gedwin and Torvald go into the shop. So they realized, they must be renting out the third floor. And that's when Rand goes back to find Lan and Nynaeve, who are scoping out a different area, another area of the shop, and watching, for other entrances. But there's only one way in and one way out. They talk a little bit about it, and and come with the idea that they need to get to the roof. They're like, and Nynaeve's like, I got this thing that can lift you up there. So I can use one power.
Rand asked, and she's like, it's going to use like half of my tank of gas here, but
Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah. But so so they go up to the roof, find a trap door up there, roof access, and
can we mention this one little part where it wasn't that we were giving Min crap. We were just describing how Min was like, oh, you wool-headed nincompoop, and why are you gonna do this? And you're going into a trap and blah 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 blah. But as Rand was starting to execute, once it was go, what he felt from Min was just pure, complete confidence from her. Like she just knew there was no worry attached to it. And I feel like with this bond between them, these sending of feelings back and forth isn't something you can fake. So that's got to be so cool for Min to be supporting her man like that, but also great for him to have that and to know it's like authentic and true.
Right.
So if he was on the fence with confidence at all at that moment, I feel like that'd be a boost.
Yeah. A supportive sort of wife or girlfriend can go a long ways. And that goes both ways. I think for women too, a supportive husband and our boyfriend can go a long ways. Supportive partner can go a very long ways. And helping you do things that normally you wouldn't necessarily be confident in doing. I know many times my wife has helped me out on those kind of things where I'm like, I don't know, like. Just a couple of weeks ago, I had a client that I screwed up on, and she's like, as I'm walking out the door to work, she's like, "Dude, just rip the Band-Aid off, just do it." And it just was like one of those things. Like, okay, let's go to work and do it. Like,
we're gonna take care of this.
So
that's her attitude about life, though. I got to give her that. I don't think there's anything that she's just not like. Just get it done.
Yeah, just do it.
Get it over with. Do it.
Well, she was sponsored by Nike for a little while, so that's where that comes from. Just do it.
Just do it. I don't know if she's ever
sponsored. I don't know if I should just do it. Just get it.
We were sponsored by Asics, but it's close.
Oh, okay.
Asics. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, CDU. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and Pepsi, right?
Yep.
So yeah, they get to the trap door. They lower themselves in. They realize they're in like a storage room on top of the other room. Find another trap door. Drop down there and immediately see the two Ashaman dead, and immediately know how they were killed because of the blackness that it was from the dagger. And immediately Rand's like, Fane!
Yeah.
I must find him and kill him.
Yeah. Well, and he's like immediately feeling it in his wound and everything. And
yep, exactly. The wound starts to throb or whatever.
Sensory overload.
And then he goes after him. Walks into another room.
They go into the other room, and then
nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Not White Cloaks, but that's how I figured Fane was entering in. Like it's just like bust the door, like I'm here. I got you. Twirl his mustache.
I will love it more if that is the one and only thing you had prepared for tonight. This is it. This is the moment.
I didn't have it prepared at all. I just thought.
This is a good spot for it. Yeah.
Yeah. I do have the Peter prepared for tonight too. If there's any injuries, I think we're at the very end of this chapter.
So interesting enough, like just from the reader listener perspective, well, this was definitely a tense moment. This wasn't like a super exciting moment for me. I don't know how to describe it. And this is even before we did the final chapter. I'll keep saying the final chapter was amazing. Mm-hmm. The rest of the book had its moments, but even here it was like,
yeah. It's funny.
The idea that Fane could potentially die here.
Yeah,
that was a little exciting.
It's funny because like I think back, this was about a couple of years ago. I was dreading about reading Winter's Heart because I was like, the book's just so slow, and they're like, but so many good things happen in Winter's Heart. I was like, and I think this is years ago, in Zoom or in a chat or something like that. It's like what? It's like, well, Matt announces that Tuon's wife. You have the whole like Fane plot line, the very and they name everything that happens in the last like 4 chapters, and I'm like.
Yeah, that's my point.
The whole book's slow. Like there's a lot of stuff that happens in 4 chapters.
Yeah.
In this much of the book, there's a lot that happens. Sure.
I guess it could have been, Chris, you made me think. Maybe I was thinking meh here because I didn't want this book to end with Rand battling Fane. And I was like, oh shit, is this the ending we're getting? Yeah, he kills Fane? Like, okay, cool. Like we're ready for Fane to die, but like
are we though? I like Fane. I still am a fan.
Yeah.
Well, I
feel like he's got a much larger role to play.
Right. He can add a lot more to the story for sure.
I feel like he's gonna get warped so bad that he's gonna lose himself and become a whole nother character.
Right. He's gonna be enemies with everybody,
Yeah.
But anyways, maybe that was it. I was like, no, don't let this be the end. So
but Fane attacks Rand, and then another guy, Torum Raitan, attacks the land. They both go into basically fighting. Eventually, Fane gets away, like he always does.
He's slippery.
Yeah. And Rand's a little distracted in the whole fight just because the wound's hurting, and then an illusion of Gedwyn and Torval appear as well.
Which is interesting that they threw that illusion out there. And Tormund, yes, is a blade master, so I'm sure that was a hell of a battle. It would have been nice to get more of that battle scene, but we just get, they go off fighting. Land returns victorious.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of was hoping for that fight scene, and maybe they'll do a better job in 10 years when they get to it in the TV show. But
yeah. And I know, Zul mentioned as well. Tormund is a blade master, of course. Yeah, I mean he is, but it is land. So there's like when you look at the hierarchy of like swordsmanship, there's like a good like general or a good captain of the guard, and then there's like blade master, then like a master blade master, and then there's land. So like he's like 2 notches above blade master in my opinion.
Okay, I'll say, are you joking around? Because like in my mind, that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, no, I'm not joking. I'm just saying, he's
because like Rand can go to town with a sword, but also incorporate using the power as well.
Right.
Lan it's just him and his sword, and he's just a beast. Also,
the fact that he's a warder, so he's endowed.
Yeah, well endowed.
Oh,
I will comment on the TV series. I think we mentioned it before. Like, I wasn't huge on how weak they try to make him seem. And you could be like, oh, he was fighting multiple fates and this, that, and the other. But like, even Moraine was kind of like, I know there's a reason behind it, but just making him try to doubt himself and feel weak and look weak. And I didn't like that because my picture of Lan is like stoic, to the core.
Right.
And just like you said, the badass fighter, swordsman. Anyways.
Right. Yeah. So, like I said, Fanny escapes. They hear guards outside, so they try to go back up through the trapdoor. They're a little bit clumsy in that aspect. Rand can't. Lan just leaps up there, but Rand needs a little help getting out.
He's struggling.
They get to the roof, and I think Lan slips, right?
Yeah.
Lan slips, starts to fall, and Rand grabs him,
catches him.
But Lan's like, let me go.
Yeah. And Rand tries to pull him up and then slips again. They both go tumbling off the roof to the street below.
Yeah.
To blackness.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
Those of y'all that are currently playing Fortnite, Snooty steps up so I can see.
Yeah, I figure that's what this fall is like, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they fall off the roof, and that's how we end this chapter.
Yay.
So, come on.
Again, it does get old that Padan Fain continuously gets away, but we know he's going to play a much larger role. And he went from being like the jolly, carefree guy that we thought he was going to be to being completely insane and out of his mind. So,
which is also jolly and carefree if you think about it.
It is just in a different way. Yeah,
definitely.
Everybody's trying to move us along to the next chapter. Go ahead. Sorry.
Next chapter.
Hummingbird Secret.
You're waiting for what? The Hummingbird Secret? Oh, sorry.
They're all trying to move us along. I'm reading
why? So, chapter 34, The Hummingbird Secret.
I need a break. I need to go get some water and put some lotion on.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
We'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Maybe five and a half, 6.
All right. 34, The Hummingbird Secret. So we're in Nynaeve's point of view, and she's watching the alleyway beside the Candlemaker shop. She hears a commotion, and sees all the guards run out, and freezes, considering using Sidar, but then 2 sets of arms grab her.
Bro,
One's
I don't think just considering. She's about to act.
Yeah. There's like 35 million guards, and she's gonna bull her way in. Now, this is a concept that I really just am trying to completely grasp. So, Padan Fain's dagger, unlimited source of power in one tool. Like, but he's in a steading-like place. How is it getting its power? What source is feeding it? Because we know with the women, Nynaeve and the others, they have their Angreal, the wells.
But the dagger wasn't made with the one power.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But so hear me out again. They have their wells, so they get to draw on that, but it's not an infinite amount of energy. So we know that where the steading is not preventing the power from being used, but only for it to come in. So how is this power able to enter?
Well, the Guardians, the Terran only have the Guardians block the one power. They have 2 ones for the male half and the female half. This is not from the one power at all. The dagger's has nothing to do with one power.
It's kind of like Like it's been dipped in pure
So
evil.
those two statues are Tongaril that are the
Don't block
guardians.
that power.
Don't block. Yeah, they're very specifically made to block.
So then my
Sidar
next question jumps all the way to the end, because my primary question is what feeds his source of power?
The corruption of
Shadar
Logoth. Yeah.
Now, if Shadar Logoth is destroyed, does he still have that power?
So,
does it grow when it gets destroyed because it has no source?
I didn't even think of that.
Feed into him.
It's more complex, and if you don't get it by the end of the book, I'll tell you. But it's
maybe we're effed. Maybe Rand doesn't completely 100% cleanse it because that one dagger was removed from Shadar Logoth.
But that's not the taint, though.
Yeah, the taint's different.
It's different. The taint was. I know we're jumping all the way to the end. I don't give a damn. The taint was collected and dropped on Shadar Logoth. So I was like, "What is feeding the energy that Thane has?"
Taint.
And then does it get destroyed, or does it get set free and need a new host? Does it come and become all consuming for him? All right, let's get through chapter 34 so we get to 35.
No, these are all good questions that I didn't even think of. Holy cow.
Yeah, get your floaties on, guys. That's Chris is back.
It's only taking like 4 books for me to feel like, oh,
there we go. All right. So so Nynaeve's about to wreck shit, and Cadsuane and Olivia grab her, pull her away. It's like, no. She tells Cadsuane that Rand's unconscious and hurt. Min does. Nynaeve's upset that they're not going back to help Randerland. They're like, there are guards everywhere. Like, we have to go. We have to get out of here. But because Cadsuane's like, we'll put everybody in panic if we just like go in there and start channeling. Like,
you've already done enough of that because you've already channeled once, and now we've got people falling, we got people dying. Like,
and when you channel in the city, the Guardians will. There's that big map that will actually.
Yeah, they know.
They know.
Yeah.
So like it's a hot area right now. It's hot.
Yeah, you've already given that information away.
You've already popped smoke. It's time to leave. All right.
Yeah.
You know the position's compromised. It's time to get the hell out. Like, and I'm not military, but Ian will know this. Once you pop smoke in the helicopter, there's no more mission. You're
right.
You're out.
It's a tactical retreat.
Yeah, tactical retreat. You're not staying. Doesn't matter. You'll come back later. Pick up the pieces, but
live to fight another day.
Exactly. Min is upset with Nynaeve for going along with Rand's plan to begin with. Nynaeve asks Cadsuane what her plan is. If they're hurt and stuff like that. And Cadsuane just says, I plan to keep my promises. I promise to protect him. I'm not going back on that. So listen to me. Let's get out of here, regroup, and we'll do it.
Yeah, he's still the primary mission. So
right. Yeah, that hasn't changed. Yeah. So anything from all that before we switch to Rand being locked in a cell?
I just love the pleading. Say something, Min. And Min's like, I can't even with you right now. And Cadsuane's like, you fool, girl. The fact that it always dwindles back to Nynaeve being considered a fool girl. She went from being our badass wisdom to being the braid pulling foolish girl who acts without thinking.
I think we always knew it was a front. Mm-hmm. And because she was put in that position so young, she played the role. Yeah. We need. There's a reason her name sounds so close to Nynaeve.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's not an accident.
It's not.
But we still love her. Still love her. But
yeah. So Rand awakes in a small dark cell. He's in pain. His boots and gloves are gone.
Yo.
And he's in the cell, and Luz starts to lose it. Like, we're locked up again. Like,
this scene completely had me tripping a little bit because at first I was like, they wouldn't put him in a box again. The irony of that. And they didn't put him necessarily in a box, but they put him in a,
Very small cell.
structure with no light.
It's 3 paces. 3 paces long and 2 paces wide. So it's a pretty small cell.
Yeah. So I had 2 thoughts. I was like, and of course one of them did win out. I said either he's going to completely snap one way, or he's going to completely snap the other way. But this boy is snapping either way. Like,
yeah.
I thought, there's the potential for Luz to completely take over in this moment.
Right. So I was thinking that. Does Luz like take over again?
Yeah. Or he's just going to lose all sense of human self and become like hard as stone. Those were my 2 thoughts.
Yeah.
As I was listening and reading.
Yeah, he pushes Luz down and starts just going back to his mantra of going through his list of women that have died by what he blames as his hand, or he had some kind of influence with, starting with Moiraine at the top of the list and just going down, all the different.
I can't wait for her to come back. It's going to destroy all of that.
Uh-huh.
He's like, what? You are my reason for my hardness. I mean, for me being hard.
Yeah, 6 by 9 feet. That's a pretty small cell. It was just tall enough to be just above his head. So
I don't know if Moiraine alone coming back is gonna relieve that guilt. And it's interesting how he uses that guilt to calm himself in this situation. It's as if in order to make sense of it, he has to come. It's like he's making himself realize that he deserves this.
But it's anguish overcoming pain. I wouldn't even call it guilt. It's hurt. It's a different type of pain. It's the emotional pain for things that he did to others, overcoming his own discomfort.
I think he's accepting the discomfort of the situation he currently finds himself in because he believes he deserves it because of the bad things that he's responsible for. But I could be wrong. This isn't written in the book.
Yeah.
But he definitely used it as a like 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, or think of something I could see and touch and smell. Like he's using it to ground himself to. It's not just a woe is me moment. It's like he's using it to tell himself, like, well,
this is what I get.
This is what I get.
Yep. Anything from this? It's a short scene before we switch back to Cat Swain going to the council.
No, this is one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
This was great.
Something useful.
Yep. So just to set the mood, it's Cat Swain, Nynaeve, Min, Olivia, and 3 Ashaman, Damer, Eben, and Jahar. And they're all going to see the first inner council. And in preparation, they're talking about like what they're going to go through. And Nynaeve's just like, let's strike hard, strike first. She's like Cobra Kai, like strike hard, strike first. And like that's what he's like, diplomacy. Let's use that.
Let's
try that.
Watch and learn.
Yeah, watch and learn. This is how we do things.
There are some facts that everybody knows, and we're going to use that. But the things that they don't know, we're going to get creative.
Right. Yeah. So Cat Swain walks in like that's good terminology. I was gonna say big dick in a locker room, but yeah, pretty much like that.
A boss.
A boss.
Yeah. Boss lady.
Yeah, exactly. He walks in and what'd you say?
WAP.
A WAP. And the council, there's 13 women facing them, all like stern faces, and they're like, we don't have time for you, pretty much. And Cat's like, no, you're gonna listen to us. And they're like, no, we're not. Like, we'd rather negotiate with Tarvalin than you. And they're a higher authority than you. So like, we know what we got. We know what's in there. So and we're gonna talk to Tarvalin. So
and they're like, let's see how that goes for you.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Chris, extreme close up.
Chris, are you okay?
Are you okay over there?
I'm good. Keep going. Nope.
Okay. And he's into the void again.
It's getting worse.
So
I'm fixing the problem.
Is that Paddington Bear on your hoodie?
Sure.
Or just a? Oh, gotcha.
just up here. Okay. So yeah, I mean, Catsmane offers to take Rand off their hands. Like, hey, listen, and they're like, we know it's Dragon Reborn, and we know Travon wants them. So, like, yeah, like, and Catsmane mentions like, well, he's not the only man even in this room that can channel. And she mentions, the other three. Ashman. It's this fun little back and forth. They kind of like one up each other, and then finally like comes to the point of them using the one power in front of them. Like, you think that we're not able to do anything right now? You think that we're harmless? Oh,
yeah. The thing is about finding a little teeny crack in this perfect shield of yours is once it's found, then you just explain it to the next person, and then more people know how to use it, and everything that has made you completely safe and secure might fall apart completely if you don't play your cards right here.
Yeah.
But you do what you want to do.
But you want to do it, yeah. But you do you. But just letting you know, obviously your stuff doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, a highly manipulative moment here, and Catsmane absolutely hates it.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, I am breaking a good person, and I know this. This is a person who has kept her place and her people safe for a very long time. And here I am breaking it for you, Rand, even though you won't give me the respect due, and you won't take the advice and use me when you have the opportunity to. Like, now I've got to do something this, cruel essentially to a good group of people.
Yeah. Also, Chris, your microphone just switched to your camera. Just so you know. So you can fix that.
Is it good at least?
It's airy. No, it's not good.
It's less gooder.
That should be better.
There you go.
There it is. Oh.
There it is.
That sweet, sultry voice.
I hate to say it, but
Down low.
you wanted a new camera hooked up. It's hooked up now because I started to notice the.
He did it in the middle of the show. It does look good.
Yeah. But
It takes so much work. It takes so much work to hook it up, and then in the middle of the show, okay, it's hooked up.
But now I could see all the wrinkles in your bed, like they're crisp and clear. You gotta straighten that sheet out.
Well, so that's
no, you're good.
That's the sheet over the bed. So
I'm messing with it. You're good.
That's the sheet that the cats get to play on.
You're good.
Yeah.
Because when guests come over, that gets pulled up, and then you have a nice, crisply made bed with no cat dander or cat hair.
Yeah, there you go. So the 13 are shocked by all this. Of course, they start just stammering over themselves, and Damer bluffs that he can even use the male half of the source as well. And at that point, they're just like, "Yeah, take whatever you want." like we're good. That's how we end this chapter.
They
Holy cow!
Like, let's get rid of them. Let's go.
Random fact here. Could we put up with Brother Randall's comment about crisp?
Fun fact.
Crisp is a word that starts at the back of your mouth and ends at the front. Now think about that and say it. Crisp.
Nice.
Ooh.
At first I was thinking, okay, the k and then the p, but you also have the s in between. It literally.
Crisp. Yeah, it just.
That's so weird. That just ruined the show. All night tonight, I'm gonna be going crisp, crisp, like just feeling it.
Feeling it through the mouth.
So when I go to Chick-fil-A, my name on my app is Crispy. So like crispy. I like it.
Hey.
Yeah. I'm a little crispy.
No, I wanted it grilled.
Yeah. Awesome. Fun fact. I actually learned a new fun fact today.
Ooh, what did you learn?
The reason why we drive on a different side of the road than the British.
Because we're ornery?
So we do what we want.
Yes, the reason why Americans do is because they're honored. The reason why the rest of the world does is for a different reason. It's fascinating, actually. Like, so the British drive on the other side of the road, on the right, on the right side. We drive on the right. They drive on the left. They drive on the left because it goes back to Roman times. When you were driving down the road, you wanted to have your sword hand so you could cut down anyone coming at you the other way.
Yeah.
And then Americans did the same thing when the cars developed and everything and roads were developed. They kept that same tradition. But then the person that changed it in Europe was Napoleon because he was left-handed. So everywhere he conquered, he said, no, we're changing to left side because then I have an advantage. And he enforced it everywhere. Napoleon made everybody do the left-hand side. But that wasn't the reason why Americans did it. The Americans did it out of spite of the British. So like
Nice.
it's like completely like just like no, we'll do it our own way. Screw you.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's yeah. So the correct way of actually driving on the road is the British way by historical standards because you could have your sword to cut
That's
down.
awesome. But listen to this. Chris. From the back to the front, guys.
From the back to the front.
I like to work it from the back to the front too.
Fun times. Anyways, so fun facts about driving and why people drive on different sides of the road.
Yeah.
So
they decided to let Rand go instead of lose like their whole city defenses.
yeah, and they're like inland too, by the way. Yeah, we'll take him too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, and remember, going back to when we first got here, let's talk about the Cadswain Varen thing. Well, it may not have been a perfectly planned, like good cop, bad cop sort of thing. Cadswain alludes to it was kind of planned that Varen would prod them a little bit, about the Ashaman and Rand and everything like that. And it definitely came into play because when they showed the Ashaman and started talking about how we had the ability to channel, they were really puckering.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
It worked. Cat Swain got
worked.
what she wanted, and she hoped
Yep.
that she did minimal damage. It makes me kind of like her a little bit. Like, it's not like I didn't like her, but I was weary. What's the right word? Zul. Anyway, I was apprehensive. I didn't know whether or not I was going to actually want to be on Team Cat Swain.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, she really is looking out for the good of the people. We know she's mad old, so she's seen a lot happen. So thanks, Leary. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
So maybe I do like Cat Swain. Maybe her goal is ultimately to help out the world, and not just Rand, but the world. So
Interesting.
She could have been a dark friend turned good at one point.
Okay.
Or maybe she actually died, but then Moraine got put into her body.
Ooh, no, that didn't happen.
Maybe
but
this
that'd
is
be
Moraine.
cool.
Yeah. So you guys ready to do the final chapter with the Choden Cole?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of bouncing around point of views here.
The
that
final chapter.
Yeah. So, we start with Rand. He's still like not doing well, but he's rested a bit. And he gets to people together. He's like, I'm good enough. I'm not gonna wait any longer. We're getting the hell out of here. We're leaving Formatting right now. Let's go. And everybody's like, what's going on? Where we're going? He's like, I'll tell you once we're out of the city. Let's go.
I got a plan.
I got a plan.
No, the quote that kind of gave me chills a little bit here was, "I'm grateful for Formatting. I found what I came here for." Or I really did find what I need here is the word.
Mm-hmm.
If a sword had memory, it might be grateful to the forge fire, but never fond of it. When they were waved through the center of the gray, when they were waved through, he cantered the gray up the hard packed dirt road and into the hill, and he did not so much as glance back until the trees hid any sight of the city. So like he's saying he was forged anew.
Yeah.
Like he was as hard as steel. And that's literally against everything that Moiraine was going for. And now I feel like Cat Swain was going for. They did not want him to harden his heart to the point to where he would be capable of doing what needed to be done based on a really unhumane thought process.
Oh, yeah.
Hardened. I don't, again, so this is where I connect to his time in the box, in the little prison cell.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is him transitioning from motivation to discipline to do what he needs to do. To like, he went through those names again, and it's a reminder of him that whatever happens to him moving forward, he believes that at the end, this might end in his death or will end in his death. And there's going to be pain and suffering on his part that he has to go through. And what he's realized is at no point, or what I think he's realized is at no point can he sit there and feel sorry for himself. He no longer can he say, "Woe is me." He's not this innocent boy from Edmonds Field anymore. He has blood on his hands. And whatever shit comes his way, he deserves the shit. Which in a way makes you less fearful of it. It's like, fuck it, bring it on. Oh, I might die. I might destroy the world in trying to cleanse the taint. Well, guess what? I might die and I might destroy the world anyways, even if I don't. So let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like he's fully committed now.
Yep.
That might sound dark, but I don't think it's all that dark.
Yeah.
I think he's just
and they went straight like mob boss, our Jedi mind trick on the way out. Like, we were not here. Burn all the records of us ever being here. And straight mafia. That's why I said, kind of things, erase records, and they were never there. So the guards are instructed to erase any evidence of them ever coming in or out of the city, and they leave. They get far enough away so they can the men can start channeling again. They all embrace the source. And then I can't do a Morgan Freeman impersonation, but I wish I could, because right now I could do the whole you're gonna have to go down by the old oak tree down the end of the wall and pry the stone up. That's a volcanic glass.
Yeah, the one rock that doesn't belong.
Yeah, I made a volcanic glass, and under that you'll find what you're looking for. Anyway, so Kalendor is buried out by a random tree outside the city because he knew carrying that in would be way too dangerous. So
so much less dangerous just burying it under a pile of dirt.
Yeah,
I mean,
if no one knows to look there, I mean, it's if you bury stuff. That's why pirates bury treasure. If you bury stuff, it's really hard to find. Like,
I guess
if you don't know where it's buried, that's why people bury stuff.
I guess.
Yeah,
that's why I bury my emotions.
Yeah,
they're so hard to find. They're just. Do you feel sad? No.
just deep, very deep in there. All right. So yeah, they get Kalendor, and also they get the two other Tongriel inside the little knapsack they have.
Barbie and Ken.
The Choden Call.
The Chode.
The Chode. Which why you call the taint and the Chode? Jordan had to have done it on purpose. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's definitely 90s terminology and every dictionary from the 90s as well. It's yeah. Anyway, so yeah, they had the two Sangreal, the keys, and going through the purpose of, they're made as the most powerful things ever. And Catsmane's like, well, who's going to use the woman half if you do this? And Rand's like, Nynaeve will do it.
And she's like, yeah, sure.
Yep. And he's like, all right, I'm going to weave a gateway or we're going somewhere else. And it's like, and no one he doesn't tell anyone where he's going. Just weaves a gateway. They all march through, and there it is off in the distance. Shatter Logoth, the fallen city.
Yeah.
So,
was he doing math here? Was his plan to multiply a negative by a negative?
Well, I think so. I'll get more into it a little bit. He knew that from his wound that the taint and whatever the powers from Shadow Logoth battle each other. He knows he physically feels that at all times, and knows that they're trying to cancel each other out, and they do not do well. They don't play nice together. So I think, he might not have fully hashed out everything, but he at least had a general concept I think in his head about if anything's going to work, this is going to be it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But this is that point in the book where I'm like, how did we get here?
Yeah.
We start the book with, I'm going to clean the taint. And we have a whole book.
Right.
And I know I said this, we said this.
Yeah.
the listening, but we're cleaning the
Yeah.
tank. Let's go.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Why did you choose this point? Why did you choose not just this
It's
point?
just
in time,
it is
but
the one
this
complaint I have
station?
about this book is it's there's no expose, at least in this book,
Right.
about
Is there
any of
something
them.
Rand read?
Give me some yeah,
Is there-
exactly. Give me
Is there
nuggets
something
from
that
a book,
Luz told
or-
him?
Yeah.
Like, what are the 2 points that he drew a line together and went, aha? Like, we don't even
All
know
the
that.
words in
Mhm.
this book, you didn't drop a single nugget as to the why.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
a good point as well. Also using Nynaeve because of her infinity healing, trying to heal the power.
Oh,
It's-
yeah, very
wow.
good.
It's a good little,
Especially
insight.
letting her take the lead with it.
Yeah. So yeah. So but yeah. What back to your question. Why? What the breadcrumbs? There are no breadcrumbs. He just he wakes up and chooses violence. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He just woke up and chose violence. He's like, "This is gonna
All right.
happen today. We're done. Like
Hmm.
we're
You can't get there from here. Well, he did.
It's time. Yeah, it's like when you're like, you did your side quest and you're done with that. Now you have to go back to the main plot line, and rather than having to like try to figure out why you have to go back, you just hit like the little button that warps you back to the main plot line. Like
Yeah.
you have the little button you can click. It's what happened. He was on the side
but
story where he's trying to wipe out the Asherman. And he gets there. He finishes that. He's like, all right, hit the button. All right, now back to the main plot line. Clean the tank.
It's like I'm putting together a documentary and we're in a deep dive sub and we're going deeper and deeper and we see some cool fish and then it ends with me planting a flag on the moon and then the credits.
Exactly.
It's like, wait, it's cool that he got to the moon, but what?
What why? How?
Well, how did we get there? We were at the bottom of the ocean a second ago.
Yeah. That's
He just said, "Fuck it, moon."
Maybe there's a portal in the
we have
bottom of the
gateways,
ocean.
and we can literally do this now. We can literally just go like, boom, we're there.
All right, we need a final chapter, so gateway.
Yeah, gateway.
Anyways,
Yeah. So Cat Swain starts, ordering some orders around. Rand doesn't stop him from doing it. Eben, because if he lays out his plan to clean the tank, and Eben Hopwell is so excited. He's like, I can't wait to feel what it's like without the taint. It's gonna be awesome channeling without the taint.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
little did he know.
Yeah.
And they gather around. Some people do bring up as well, like, is this safe? Like, is this a good idea? Like, this has never been tested before. Like, these things are powerful enough to literally break the world like an egg.
Brand's like 50-50. 50-50 what?
The world
It
is
works.
going to be destroyed.
Or we
To
destroy
Rand's
it.
point, in Rand's mind, this needs to happen. Otherwise, he's not going to make the last battle.
Yeah.
And all the men are going crazy. Like at a very
And more men
and
will
more
learn to channel and then go crazy. in the
go
meantime.
crazy. It needs to happen.
But-
And if this doesn't work and this ends the world, then we're going to fail. And the world is going to end anyway. So
It
Might
begs
as
the
well
question:
try.
is Luz there? And I think Alan asked this, but I'm gonna ask it again: is Luz there because of the power, or is Luz there because Luz is there? If the tank gets cleaned, is Luz gonna go away?
is he just crazy in here and lose, or is Luz really there?
Luz is
Yeah.
in his head, not in the tank.
But is that part of him going crazy here and lose, or is he actually?
Maybe that's why Luz is so pissed because he is in the tank. He's like so fucking uncomfortable here and stinky.
What if it does allow him some reprieve and like relaxation, and we might get like a good Luz, but like a helpful Luz?
I think we get a greedy Luz. I think we get a Luz that is like, holy shit, if I could get out now with what I know and my abilities and there's no taint, I could fuck some shit up. Maybe he's more eager to break out.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah. So after all this, they gather. They go to the hilltop overlooking Shadow Logoth. They break into groups. Basically one Ashman, there's 3 Ashmans, so I think it's 3 different groups with some Aes Sedai. They link in their own little circles. But then Rand and Nynaeve start the process of linking with the Chosen Call as well. And Nynaeve has to walk them through how linking works. Edging pretty much is what's happening here. Just almost there to stop yourself.
I was gonna say he picks it up so quick. I was like, everybody else took a while to kind of master this and feel comfortable with it. He's like, oh, and she's like, oh, wait, you weren't supposed to go that fast. He's like, surprise.
Although I will say, if you can do that a few times, like if you can like 4, maybe 5 times, get yourself almost and then ease back, and then almost and ease back. You do like 4 or 5 times when it finally happens.
It takes practice,
Let me tell
and
you.
your first time trying, just like Rand, he goes too fast. You're not going to be able to.
I think if I stop right here, oh god, nope. That was too much. Let's have a sandwich and try that again. Hold on. Let me get a bowl of cereal. We're gonna come right back to this.
But Nynaeve immediately notices how violent the male half of the source is. Comments on it, and she's talking about like, wow, I never realized it was this gross and this horrible, and how do you deal with this? Like, I don't understand. And the link also between them, she can feel Rand's pain as well. It's kind of almost like an Aes Sedai bond, because when they're linking, they can feel each other.
She had an oh shit moment.
She had an oh shit moment.
You live with this?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. It's like, holy crap.
And then Rand gets that no man will ever be able to give her.
Yeah, and then he reaches over and senses the female half of the source, and is almost washed.
Delightful,
but then he almost gets washed away by it because he doesn't know to surrender to it. Because just the
WAP.
The way. So the female way, of course, of embracing the source is to surrender to the source, whereas the male is to wrestle with and control the source. It's
Makes
just
perfect sense now.
Yeah, you just got it.
I don't know why this whole chapter, this song's just screaming in my head.
But the idea that Rand has in his mind in order to do this is to form a Sidar conduit, like a tube, because that can encase the Sidene inside, because it can't go through the Sidar. They're like, basically, if you think about like
the tank can't impact the.
Right. So if you create a tube of Sidar weaves going through, it's almost like electron accelerated beam, where you have like a tube that keeps the electron pulse in the center, and it can't, with heavy magnets and stuff like that, it can't go to the outside. So you can make this tube all the way to Shadow Logoth and shoot it. This is getting inappropriate really fast. You're making a really long tube, and you're going to shoot some stuff through it.
And you're just going to work it.
You're going to work it just right. And just it starts going. And then play the longest game that everyone plays when they're in elementary school is start at the toilet and start backing up and see how far you can get back.
Yeah.
Don't lie. Don't say you haven't tried it before.
You're not doing it at home.
You're not doing it at home. You do it at school, because at home your mom would kill you. Correct. And you wonder why, like if you ever go into a kid's bathroom, why it's so gross in there. It's because kids are trying to piss in the toilet from like 30 yards away. Like, I can get it. There's pee everywhere.
Trouble is, even if you land it from 10 feet back, that's the initial thrust, right?
Yeah.
But like at the end, you lose power. You always lose power.
Yeah.
So like there's going to be a think about like, you're spraying something with the hose and somebody turns the hose off and you just watch it. You're hitting the floor.
Thank you, Zul. Filtering it through Shadow Logoth's evil, the two evils do get out and cancel each other out.
Boom.
Yep.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Right.
I'm surprised they haven't done that within Rand yet.
Yep. And he starts just to struggle with it, but they're just pulling all the Sidene he can and just all the taint and just throwing it at Shadow Logoth. And then we switch to Elza's point of view. Elza. So back to Elza's point of view. Elza's watching Rand and Nynaeve as they link. She can feel the amount of Sidar that Nynaeve's holding, and she's like a little envious of all that power, but then also glad it's not her. Like, crap.
That's like more than all the Aes Sedai together in existence could channel.
Yeah. At this point, also Cadsuane's gathering everybody together in signing positions, saying like, all right, we have to protect this hill at all costs. We're going to spread out a perimeter, and you go that way, and kind of form a triangle of coverage, and you're covering these zones because they know that as soon as it starts happening,
to go down.
that the whole world knows.
Anybody that can
something's
channel
knows
is going to be and know where it's at.
right.
It's going to be this big.
It's gonna be bad.
Somebody during the live was asking for like some sort of tactical assessment, and I thought about it. It's really not that complicated, and I would say, I guess, pretty well done. It makes me think of We Were Soldiers when they dropped in, and you have kind of like your command center in the middle, which is Cat Swain.
Yeah,
And they have a flag per se that they're defending. They got to defend Ren and Nynaeve. But then you just send fire teams out in various directions to, pull security. And then, you can make adjustments as you get new info, which she does with her little sort of swan thing or a pigeon or some kind of bird or whatever that helps her know where stuff's coming from. But I also think, I was trying to think, all right, the magic portion of it, like what strategy is being used there? Well, these people are being drawn to this massive use of the power. So by putting these fire teams together that are male and female, and everybody's linking up, you also kind of have false flags moving around. So they're not just going out to protect, like defend something that's coming. There could also be that strategy of, maybe trying to be a false herring, trying to draw somebody that's coming to one of these fire teams versus directly to Rand. So that's about all I can really pull out of it. Obviously, well, we think it works. I still don't know about this balefire thing. If something happened that we don't know about yet, but anyways, it mostly worked.
Yeah. So after they divide into teams, it switches very abruptly to this guy just traveling his cart towards near Cairhien, near the Nine Rings, which is the inn we saw in The Great Hunt. It's a nod.
Grounds are shaking.
Yep.
The big statues glowing.
Yep. And he peeks over the edge and sees blinding light coming from there and just takes off running. He's like, yep, I'm going to go back to my farm and drink myself to death tonight because kiss my ass goodbye. And it's in the world. It's pretty much what he's come to conclude.
They'd be like you get up to go to work, you're walking your car, and like you look down the street and you just see a mushroom cloud off in the distance. You just like
turn around, go right back inside and pull a whiskey. I'm like, yep.
I'm going back inside.
Start drinking.
I'm gonna snuggle with my girl a little bit longer.
Yeah. Just I feel like that's an appropriate reaction though to something like that. Like you walk outside and way off in the distance, you see a mushroom cloud. You're like, and I'm not going to work today. I'm just gonna take this day off.
I mean, I still got it in me to be the type to like run towards the sound of gunfire, but at that level, I can't do anything with this, so I'm going to get drunk.
Yeah,
that's my role.
Exactly. Then we switch to Timna's view on Trelmelking. She's just walking on the island and she's thinking about the Othamir and how they're all obsessed with this Cormor figure and stuff like that. And then she suddenly notices that the stone statue on that is also blazing like the sun. And she just sits down, thinks, hoping that the fulfillment of the prophecy at the end of illusion has come. Because that's part of the prophecy is when that statue lights up, that means that the end of illusion has come.
Magic.
And then we switch to probably one of the biggest reveals, Sindane. I.e., who we all confirm. Yeah, confirm who this is.
Wifey.
Yeah.
She back.
So he has done it. Yeah. He's found somebody else to do it with. He will die. We could have been great together. We were supposed to be great together.
Yeah.
Well, she talks about her bargain, though, and she doesn't necessarily say that she's going to be the one that kills him. She gets to watch him die. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't necessarily mean it's me now.
I'm going to be the one.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks she's going to be the one, but that don't mean nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But so she's but she holds back 100% because she still had the back of her mind. Moradin holds the Korsuva, which has her soul, trapped, because we found that from previous books when we didn't know who Sindane was. She was just some random new person that showed up, because this is the big reveal for it. Yeah, now we know. But so she's one of the two. Moghedien and her both have Korsuvas, but Moradin holds.
She may not be the same level of powerful, but she's still pretty darn powerful.
And she still knows what she knows. That knowledge will get you somewhere.
Yeah.
She's just a little crazy, so it ain't gonna work out for her.
Yep. Then we switch to Catswain. Catswain's watching lightning starting to form across the sky, but they're not like normal lightning bolts. It's like straight, like targeted strike lightning. So she knows at this point, they're under attack. At this point, she's weaved a shield around them, and the air's crackling even underneath the shield as lightning's just being pelted upon that hill as she's shielding it.
And this isn't like for 5 minutes. She ends up holding the shield for a very long time.
Yeah.
It's too bad Bran wasn't smart enough to spend some of that time where he was just like moving around to set some traps.
Yeah. And suddenly, as she's doing all this, fountains of fire erupt in the forest to the north of her. And she notices Elza's guiding the flows from Maurice's group, but she turns her attention back to Rand and Nynaeve. And you get this little view of them where Rand's in a meditative state, completely blank face. But Nynaeve is struggling. Yeah. And ecstasy, but sweat coming down and just.
That's how I like it.
The ecstasy of one of the most controversial statues I think Michelangelo did, the ecstasy of Saint Teresa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
It's in Rome. It's
it's also known as the Giggity.
Yeah, the Giggity. It's in a cathedral in Rome. It's a beautiful statue just because of its detail. But it's an angel piercing. I think it's in her shoulder or right up through her chest, a spear. And because it's the Lord piercing her, it's pain and pleasure at the same time. So it basically looks like she's having an orgasm. It's called the Ecstasy of Saint Teresa. It's the name of the statue. Cool. She has the O face.
The Giggity.
It's considered very controversial when it was made at the time during the Renaissance, and even to this day, it's still considered a pretty controversial statue. But yeah. Very, very pretty statue, though. Very, 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 very detailed. And if you ever go to Rome, go check it out. Yes, Catswain Swallow, her little swallow turns again towards Shadow Logoth, meaning that another one showed up. So she points out towards the ruins as someone else is there. We switch quickly back to Rand. At this point, Rand says he's just feeling the surges going through, and everything else is pretty much numb. Everything around him just has faded away to nothing. He's not even aware of Nynaeve anymore. And needs to hold on long enough for the taint to go away, but he hasn't noticed any change yet. He's like, this is working. I don't know, but it's a lot that I'm doing right now, and I don't even know if it's working. So,
but it's one of those things. Once you start, you're all in.
You're all in. Just keep going.
Empty the tank, and
and then we get Dimidred. He's the one who comes into Shadow Logoth. He steps in out of the gateway into the ruined city itself, and you see this black cloud that's starting to form above Shadow Logoth. And immediately he notices fire coming towards him, so he weaves another gateway and runs away. And he starts running towards Rand, but then notices another group, and it's just an old man. He's like, "Is this someone like lost? Why is this just random old man?" Which is one of the Ashaman. And the old man turns to him and goes, "Hey," and starts throwing fireballs at him again. So, he barely gets a shield in time to block that. And Dimidred tries to fight back, and he's just so surprised by how powerful the old man is. He's like, "I thought these guys were weak, but man,
the new and improved Aes Sedai."
Yeah. So, yep. Anything from all this switchback? I know we're jumping around a lot, so stop me at any time.
You're doing a great job.
So then we switch back to Sindane. She's now gone through her third gateway as she's running around, dodging people and trying to make her way closer to Rand. And she just wants to get there so she can see him die. Switch to Osingar. So we find out here, next big reveal, that Osingar was the man masqueraded as Shiva the entire time.
Yeah.
So Shiva from the ashram that he's been with us around Rand a whole lot, is actually one of the Forsaken. Now, do you guys remember?
Sneaky.
I don't know if I think I might have mentioned it already, which one Osingar was.
Was he the one that
No, which Forsaken was it that? Because they brought back, the Great Lord brought back 2 from the dead, Agenor and Bathamel. So he's Agenor. Bathamel is the one that is Halima, the one that he made into a woman,
Oh,
but
right.
still male. But Agenor's Osingar. Anyway, so and he starts going. He's never much of a soldier. His whole thing was that he created the Trollocs.
Oh, I was thinking he was one of the guys from the end of Eye of the World.
Mm-hmm. He is. He's the one that burned out. Because those are the 2 guys at the end of the other world that the
Agenor and
the Greenman killed one,
right.
and Agenor burned himself out trying to kill Rand.
Gotcha.
And the Great Lord brought back both of those 2 in different bodies as Osingar and
The chick.
and Halima,
Gotcha. Okay.
who had another name too, Osingar and Arengar. Anyway, yeah, something like that. But Agenor is what his name was back in the beginning of the books. And he's the one who created the Trollocs and the Fades and all that stuff.
Creepy.
He was a scientist. That was, yeah. Arengar, Osingar. Oh, sorry, Osingar and Arengar. Yeah, Agenor was a mad scientist who developed different shadow spawn, but wasn't much of a
Crazy.
soldier. But
It shows.
he thinks at this point, this is his chance for glory. He's actually can creep up to the ledge, and they might even make him nameless if he can take out Rand at this point. So,
Yeah.
yep.
If they knew what he was doing, which they kind of do, but kind of don't.
Yeah.
Why would you want to stop him? The main hold that the Dark Lord has over them is the fact that he's keeping the taint from interfering with their abilities.
Well, for the male channelers.
For the male channelers, yeah. Once it's gone, why?
Why would you? But if they stop the Dragon Reborn, then they win. So
Yeah, but why worry about the Dark Lord and his goals? Why not come up with
because
your
they
own?
serve him.
Lanfear don't care about the Dark Lord.
Yeah,
as
Lanfear doesn't care as much, but the
Exactly.
rest of them do.
The rest of them need to take a leaf out of Lanfear's book.
Now, this is one of the moments we've talked about before, but if they were able to do a more coordinated attack, they definitely have the power. They just are not working together. Remember at one point with the Dark Fed Social, we were like, oh man, the good guys are so uncoordinated and the bad guys are so coordinated. And it's, I won't say it's the opposite. They're both sides are very uncoordinated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we switch to Varen's point of view. Varen sees a woman walking through the forest. She's wearing a gown that shifts in colors and lots of jewels. She's noticed she's making her way towards Rand. Varen's sure it's one of the Forsaken. Shallan,
This will just not do.
yeah. Shallan asks if they're just going to watch her. And Varen weaves a shield and throws it towards the woman and sees it bounce off. And Varen realized that it's a woman that's holding the male half of the source already.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
is very strong. So Varen starts fighting for her life and thinks she's come too far to die now as her point of view ends. And we get to Eben's point of view. Eben.
This is the Dark Friend.
No, Eben is the Ashaman that
Gotcha.
the younger Ashaman who was so excited about to finally be able to channel without.
Oh yeah. Poor guy.
Yeah. So Eben tries to ignore the cold. He never learned that trick that Aes Sedai and other Ashaman can do where they don't feel the cold. And he's also wondering why other Ashimen are leading their circles, but he's a younger guy and they're not letting him lead his. But he feels a little bit, the bond and everything like that, and makes his way back. He's head's kind of in the clouds, not really paying attention, but he's irked by all this and stumbles upon a woman who says, she didn't mean to ride this far off the path and she needs help.
Help. I'm a damsel in distress.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But then, as Evan's like, well, I can help you. Yeah, totally. And then his face drains as he feels her that she's holding the male half of the source ID.
Yeah.
Um,
He's like,
wait, who was he channeling with? Who was he linked with?
He was linked with Beldine and Dagian, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
He starts patting her down like, no, this ain't natural. Let me.
Yeah. Yeah. She's channeling Sidene is the last thing he yells.
Yeah.
And he throws himself at her and he feels Dagian begin to deeply draw on the one power. One of the other Ashmen.
Burn.
Yeah. So they would switch back to Sindane. And she slows as she walks through the woods, sees the sight of a woman standing in the woods by herself. She can feel the power of the battle being waged elsewhere. And she's wondering who this woman is, dressed plainly yet decked with gems. So this is Olivia, because she'd be the one decked with gems and everything like that.
Yeah.
And Sidane throws a fireball at the woman, who suddenly just lights up with Sidar as soon as the fireball is released. And before the fireball can get there, it disintegrates. And Sidane's baffled, like, how can someone know how to do something like that? Like, that's more powerful than
nifty.
it. Yeah, that's nifty. But then the woman immediately strikes back, and Sindane realizes the woman is a whole lot stronger than she is.
Was she kin?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's one of the really old ones.
No.
Right?
She was Alvian was a Damane.
Oh, Damane, that's right. The really young one?
Yeah. No, she's a really old one. But she started.
See, I'm already mixing everybody up.
Yeah, I think she was Damane. Yeah, she was Sanshin Damane that was freed.
Okay. Gotcha.
And she's really old. Yeah, really old. So, I don't know if we've mentioned how old she is yet.
She's over 400, but looks.
Yeah,
good.
she's over 400 years old. She's 414 years old.
Dang.
So yeah, she's been doing this for a while, but she's immature because she's been in Damane since she was 13 years old. So she's been a slave and like never matured really because she's been.
Yeah.
Huh. Then Rand's on Slay. I'm kidding.
Yeah, she's 400, but looks younger than that. But looks like middle age, like not old by any means. But she's super powerful and has been.
Like many other women, she's just gonna pick her own birthday.
Yeah, there you go. And Lanfear / Sidene thinks about before the Aelfin and Ethan took some of her power. She was more powerful. Like this person's even more powerful than she was before all that, which she thinks is impossible. But she starts to fight back. And all she thinks about is, I want Lews Therin to die.
Yeah.
Then we switch to Magedion. Magedion arrives late, as always.
This part's a little boring. She just shows up so she could be in the book. But then she's like, I'm going to just sit back and watch because that's what I do.
Yeah. She's like, I hope Sindane and Grendel die. So, I can.
Yeah.
This
will be fun. Eats popcorn. Maybe someone will die.
I mean, she needs to go because she's right now like low man on the totem pole.
Well, and she says, since Mordine holds her Korsuva, she had to come, but she took her sweet time getting there, so she fulfilled her side. And then she's like, "I'm here. I'm
right.
Trying. I'm really trying. Trying hard to fight. See me? See, I'm fighting. I'm fighting, Mordine." That's yeah. Work smarter, not harder, right?
Yeah.
It's like the guy that shows up to class at the last minute and like the whole project, everybody else in the team did the project. You're like, I got an A. Thanks, guys.
That's efficient.
So Rand, switch back to Rand. Rand's continuing to fight. At this point, he can feel the taint moving through, and it's just the cloud's getting gigantic. I love it, and he's struggling to hold on at this point, and not pass out, because it's just.
But when like you're driving home, and for the last 30 minutes you got to go to the bathroom, like you got to go, but you're dedicated to get to home base, and like somehow your body knows when you pull in your parking spot, and you get that last rumble that's really low, like like it's below your stomach, and like everything jiggles. That's what I feel like is happening here. The taint is shaking, and it's about to go.
Yeah,
you're like tiptoeing, but quickly trying to get to the
Yep.
It's good visual for you all.
Then we switch back to Elza's point of view. Cat Swain asks Min how Rand is doing, and are feeling, because Min can obviously feel through it. At this point, Elza's linked with Jahar and Maurice. Min is angry and tells Cat Swain she knows he's still alive, but he's hurting at this point. And Cat Swain walks over to Rand and Nynaeve, and I guess she's like, I'm not really good at healing, but I guess try to use the power to alleviate some of the wariness at least. Rand's still like a stone, not moving. Nynaeve slips and protests that she can't take it anymore. And Cat Swain leads behind her and is like, you have to keep going. Like, sorry. Like,
there's no stopping here.
There's no stopping. Yep. Like, and Cat Swain thinks back to like, it's going through Sangreal, every other one we ever used, and especially with linking, you can't use the power to destroy yourself. Like it has a buffer in the linking itself, which I know the show did differently. But yeah, normally in linking, you cannot destroy yourself. It will actually buffer it. But she forms a weave quickly and shields them from weakening more, I guess, or trying to give a little burst of energy.
Rub some aloe on their forehead. This will help. I'm helping.
Yep. With respect to Osengar, who is creeping up the side of the hill, and at this point, you can see Kalendor, and he's like, "I can take Kalendor too. Like this is going to be great." And he laughs to himself softly because he's in view and no one's seen him yet. So he starts to weave.
He's getting ready to finger blast.
Yeah. Finger blasting is the best.
It is the best. Yes. So, with respect to Elza real fast, Elza notices Deshiva behind a tree doing something, and she's like, "Why is he here? Like, why isn't random Ashimon here?" Like, I was like, I was hoping I wouldn't have to fight a Chosen today, but because Great Lord would be really pissed if I did that. But
you're it.
But Deshiva's just like an Ashimon, so I can take him out. So she immediately,
and by him you mean the whole top of the hill that he's on.
Yeah,
she melts it like microwaving butter.
Yeah, like I mentioned in our live recording, it reminds you of the Wisconsin.
Oh yeah. Temper.
Which I just can't get it. So the Battleship Wisconsin is in Norfolk. If you ever get to downtown Norfolk, the actual Battleship Wisconsin's in Norfolk. So so every time I see it, all I think about is that story. And like even tonight, so on New Year's Day, they're doing like a Swiftness, like Taylor Swift, like not real concert, but like showing her videos and like doing a fake Taylor Swift thing. I don't know what it is. But my wife was like, maybe we can go with friends. I was like, I don't want to go. I don't care. And then I'm not on that battleship that just destroys entire hills. Like, like go listen to Taylor Swift on a battleship. It's like, it's just weird to me. I don't know. I get it. It's now a venue. Like it's used to be this badass battleship. It still is a badass battleship, but now it's just a tourist venue. But
bet you when those concerts are over, that battleship just lets out a big depressing sigh.
Temper.
Is this what I am now?
This is what I am now.
Is this what I am?
This is what you've become. This is what you've become. She draws through Kalendor and just destroys the entire hill that Deshiva Osengar was on. Nice. She didn't even know he was weaving Balefire because she can't sense it. She just knew he saw him there. It's like, I'll take him out. Takes Kalendor,
Melting.
Right. Switch back to Magedion. Magedion can't feel Sidar being channeled anymore, except for at the key. She realizes that the rest of the Chosen have been either defeated or have fled. So she's like, deuces.
Yeah. My time here is done.
I'm out. And the last point of view is Cat Swain. So at this point, the two male and female half of the Terran Girls, the keys, are melted and destroyed. The whole entire massive thing of Sidene has collapsed now onto Shadow Logoth. And what was Shadow Logoth is now a giant crater. Yeah. There's nothing left in it, just a giant pit where Shadow Logoth once stood. Nynaeve's weak, lying on the ground. Rand's beside her. Min's curled up tight against him. Cat Swain tells Lan that they're only unconscious, that they're still alive. Everything's fine because Lan's worried about Nynaeve.
Yeah.
And the people are healing. Some people were hurt during the fight, so they're Daimer's healing Beldine. Olivia had a broken arm. It's being healed as well. And they get some reports back. We learned that Eben died because he has his corpse. Niswin is trying to comfort Dagian, who is cradling Eben's corpse, crying. And Jahar remarks that Sidene is clean, although Cat Swain is unsure about the pronouncement.
Yeah, let's hold off on that just yet.
Yeah. Yeah, and Cat Swain tells everyone, gather everyone together because we're leaving soon. And that's it.
Happy ending. But to Chris's point, where's the dagger? Where's Fane? What does this mean for him?
Exactly. What does it mean?
I didn't think about that at all.
What does it mean for our dark friends that now no longer have a reason to be beyond the oaths that they swore to the Dark Lord? They have no reason to be, behooven or beholden to that oath. Like,
sorry, only the female access keys melted.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just feel like
the male half is whole. It's packed away already. Yeah, sorry.
If I were Diamond Dread or any of these other males, I'd be like, okay. See, I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm going to a different part of the world. I'm gonna take over. I'm gonna rule. The end.
Isn't the pit 3 miles across and deep? Yeah, sounds.
It was all of Shadow Logoth. Like,
yeah,
is big.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good question for.
Sometimes something big can start really small does that mean and it grows.
Does that mean the Red Aja now has to disband because there's really no purpose for them anymore?
No, they dedicate their whole lives to this. They're gonna find a reason to justify continuing doing what they're doing.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
They don't have to believe that Rand cleansed it.
Yeah, they might be deniers at this point that he cleansed it.
Yeah. So that's a little taste of a crazy battle scene where we jump around to a million different character POVs and go crazy. Just a little taste of what's to come at the very end. We're going to do this for hours and hours straight. I've now come to a conclusion of how we're going to do the last battle. I've had a lot of thought about this, and this has solidified my idea for that. So when we get there a couple of years from now, the idea is we're going to do a all-day Saturday or something like that live stream, and we're going to invite multiple people, patrons, fans of the show, other content creators, and just pick time slots and have random people just jumping in and going through it all just in one gigantic all day long podcast.
Nice.
It'll be a couple years from now. We'll plan it out well in advance and get everything in order to make sure
that we can say all the names right now. Finally get them right. Yeah, mods, everybody, everybody's going to be in it. We're in different sections and just party, people jump in and out and have a big party all day long as we talk about all of it. So anyway, cool. So anything else? Anything you guys want to talk about from all this? Thoughts on where we're going?
I mean, well, right now the next book
No.
we're doing is
No,
New
don't wanna
Spring,
talk
so
about it.
we're not
Nope.
we're going way back in time next for season 9.5. I'm not calling it season 10 just because I want to keep the book numbers the same. So that's we season 9.5. As we do a little quick detour and do New Spring. And we should only be in there for a month or so, or a couple months. Let me see, how long are we be in New Spring? I will be done New Spring before midway through. Let's see, it'll be midway through February if we don't miss it. So
Nice.
month and a half.
I can't stop thinking about Penn Fane and the dagger and what all this means for him now. It better be something cool. If it ends up being nothing, like no effect, like that's lame. There's got to be.
Yeah.
There will be something. It's going to be cool for him, not for us.
Yeah.
See, most Dark Friends are not channelers, and even channelers don't swear to Dark One for the protection of it. Yeah, but you have the Black Aja, who is a bunch of Dark Friends that are channelers. So there are a decent amount of.
But that's female.
That's female.
I think she's talking about Chris's point about without the taint there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, men channeling, is not necessarily a new thing, but them coming out and openly trying to learn how to channel is new.
Yeah.
So, whereas I don't think in the past Dark Friends really associated. There wasn't. Red Aja was doing their job, so there wasn't an opportunity. Yeah. Cool. Anything I missed or anything else you guys want to talk about from this episode? Any implications you guys want to make predictions on going forward? Like, where are we going next?
We have 2 whole months for that.
Okay. Well, next we're going back. So, I'm talking about when we get to this lovely book. Where is it? I think I might have threw it away. This one right here.
Crossroads of Twilight.
Crossroads of Twilight. That lovely book. So, we'll do that after New Spring. So, but yeah. All right. Cool.
I feel like if we're
Eben.
gonna any form of prediction, like you said, we're gonna find more male channelers.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They're just gonna come out of the woodworks that much more because they know that it's safe now.
Okay.
We are going to start finally focusing in on the Elaine and Nynaeve and Egwene stories to kind of solidify their role. We have to get one person on a throne, one person on the grand chair, and the other person, is got to get knocked up by land.
Let's go through character to character. What's happening and figure out where we might go. So we have Elaine. She's fighting for the throne.
Well,
right?
She's gonna get her throne.
Okay.
And then her mom's gonna pop up on her. So
Okay.
there's gonna be some internal conflict, but she's gonna hold fast because she wants to be able to support Rhaena.
Sure. We have Egwene marching on Tar Valon right now.
And
we forgot about all that because that's been put on the back burner.
Yeah.
That's where we're gonna pick up in the next book, and she's gonna win it. But then she's gonna realize exactly how political it is run and wish that she hadn't.
We have Matt who just kidnapped the daughter of the Nine Moons.
Well, to marry her. And I think she knows it too.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be pretty smooth.
Yeah. We have Perrin.
This would be weird for everybody else.
Still captured.
Yeah. She dies.
Perrin plotline.
Mm-hmm.
Perrin up there. Of course,
she didn't die.
She's going to die.
No, she's not.
She's dying.
No.
She's good.
I put a whole Chick-fil-A sandwich on that one, sir.
Spicy chicken Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Yeah, spicy a combo.
Deluxe.
Yeah.
With
if
whatever.
you want it, definitely extra pickles.
Deluxe with the pepper jack cheese.
Yes, the deluxe. Oh, the pickle. And whatever milkshake is out.
Whichever one brings the boys to the yard.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Got Chick-fil-A sandwich on that. Fail who? Yeah.
I love it.
Loyal. What's going on with Loyal?
Oh, he married.
He's going to be married.
He's dead. He's locked in Ian's basement.
He's already
He's
married.
making babies.
He's locked in my basement.
I taught him how to play Fortnite, and that dude does not get off the PlayStation.
It happens. So yeah, favorite character. You said
Eben.
Chris, favorite character.
I think I'm gonna have to give it this time to Min for actually keeping a level head and not chasing after Rand, but going for Cat Swain, because had Cat Swain not had the opportunity that Min gave her, there may have been a decision made on what to do with Rand and messages sent out sooner.
Yeah.
And then it also may have meant the death of Lan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we got Min.
Cat Swain's a really good pick.
Eben. I'll pick just Shiva just because my boy almost got there and won from the dark side. He almost got there and almost won. Yeah, he tickled that finger blasting just a little bit, but
if he was a little more practiced with it,
I think he wasn't a soldier. He wasn't a soldier.
Enough.
He fumbled.
Yep.
It happens to the best of us. All right.
He's like the guy that celebrates before getting the end zone and drops the
football
football on the yard line.
3 kids. I fumbled. Stuck around a little too long.
I think
got a little excited too quick.
I fumbled 3 times at least. Next time we'll be starting. How much are we reading next week? Hold on. Let me see. We are doing chapters 1, 2, and 3 of New Spring. So 1, 2, 3 of New Spring. So next time on the What Rings. Oh, you can get it if you don't. How you can be found is thewoodreads.com. You can find all links to cool stuff there. Discord, our merchandise, like Cool Bill's Reads t-shirt, Frosty mugs, all that cool stuff. Go check it out. The Hook. That's the first chapter. Yes, the Hook. So go check it out there. Find merch, Discord, Patreon. If you want to support us that way, we'd love it if you do. Go ahead and write reviews. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all those good things. It helps the algorithms to do all those things and to comment. Yay! Dana Lou finally got her Will Reads Lego shirt. I told you I was sitting in it. She was like, "Where's my shirt?" I was like, "It's on the way. It takes some time. Give it a second. Give it a second."
It does come.
Yeah, if you do order from me, sometimes it does take a while. Some of it is my error, some of it is their error. I will always blame it on them. But
and the t-shirt was just heavy enough he had to tie 2 swallows together.
Sometimes I'll forget and then I'll remind myself. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to send this out. And then I'll say, yeah, sometimes you get back ordered, which they do. So that happens sometimes too. But
remember that time we tried to fix the website for a month straight? I mean, these things happen.
Yeah, exactly. Case in point. If you do order something, hopefully it'll get there pretty fast. If you do win something, it'll get there eventually. That's the real game. So when I get around to it, there's just so many times where someone wins something. Literally, it's just because I left my wallet upstairs and my wife's already asleep, and I'm not going to go in there and night and get my wallet and wake her up. Come back downstairs and order something. So
wise choice.
Yeah, it just when the world's aligned, that's when I order. But yeah, so go like, subscribe, do all the good things, and follow us, write reviews. We'll love you, and that's all I got for this week. So
until next time,
peace.
Okay, bye. Thank you for watching The Wheel Reads.
Until next time.
Okay, bye.
Get your Coast Guard certified life-saving device ready and strapped on.
Where are we going tonight?
What kind of strap on you talking about? Sure.